It's 10:30 a.m. and I'm outside the Chapel Street Backpackers, absolutely freezing my tits off in the middle of winter. It's my nose is cold. I've been standing here for maybe 10 minutes. I'm frozen. I'm on my way to Phillip Island to see the penguins. Good penguin weather. We're going to stop off at maybe some, going to have some cheese and wine tasting, and we're going to a chocolate factory, and then there's also a chocolate artwork display or something or other, going to a koala sanctuary, and then the little fairy penguins, or the little penguins, or the fairy penguins, or politically correct, I don't care, they're fairy penguins. And we're going to go see them tonight just after dark when they come in off the sea to their little houses on the beach on Phillip Island. So in the meantime, I'm standing here waiting for the bus. It cost me $150 for this day tour, so sounds worth it. Let's see.
And out onto the southeastern freeway. It's all about southeastern Victoria today, and especially of course Phillip Island and the penguins, but that's last of all. I'll tell you all about the penguins later on today. You'll all be experts on penguins by the end of the day. First stop is in about 1 hour, so hopefully you're all comfortable for about an hour's drive down the freeway and out into some beautiful farmland. We're going to stop in a little town called Kuwirup for a quick break on our way to the island. We'll just take about half an hour there. If you want to grab a little bit of lunch or some food supplies for later on maybe. Just adjusting the fan here a little bit. We'll get a little bit of air going, I think. A bit better. Yeah, if you want to grab some food or a coffee or have a toilet break, we're going to stop in Kuwirup for about half an hour. There is actually food available really at all our stops today. All our stops have got food or a cafe of some sort, and they've all got toilets as well, so you can really sort yourself out quite easily all through the day. But there's not a lot of time at most of the other stops, so if you want to grab some food at our first stop for the rest of the day. There is a cafe also, of course, at the Penguin Parade, and you can grab a bit of a takeaway style dinner there if you like, before or after looking at the penguins. So food and toilets all day long. So after our lunch break in Kuwirup, we carry on to the island. That's about another half an hour. It's about an hour and a half in total to the island. First stop on the island is the chocolate factory. Yay, free chocolate. I'm sure we'll get into that. And then we carry on to the koala centre. Check out some of the little furry fellas there. You might even see some wallabies and a few beautiful birds around as well, maybe if you're lucky. Mostly the koalas though there. You might have time for a bit of afternoon tea there. I've got some hot drinks and biscuits on the bus for you at some point. Supposed to do it at the Penguin Parade, but we might actually have a cup of tea or something a bit earlier on, maybe at the Koala Centre. And then we carry on to the winery. We've got a wine tasting and some cheese there as well, a bit of a cheese tasting at the Phillip Island Winery. And then we go on to a place known as the Nobbies. Beautiful coastal walk there. There's some seals out on an island. You've got to pay to see the seals though, they're a bit exclusive. I'll tell you more about that, and if we're extremely lucky you might even see a penguin in a burrow there if you're very, very lucky at the Nobbies. Lovely little bit of coastal scenery. And then last of all, of course, the Penguin Parade. And that's really the main priority today. We're going to try and spend about 2 hours there. We try and get there about an hour before the penguins are due to appear, and we'll leave an hour later. So an hour of penguin watching if you like. So we should be leaving there just after 7 o'clock. I think the penguins will be coming in around 6 o'clock, towards 6:15 perhaps. So yeah, I'll probably be leaving about 7:15. Getting back into the city about 9:15. It's about 2 hours back, straight back, no stops. And we have got quite a few stops to get everybody back to their hotels tonight, so that could take another 45-50 minutes or so if you're unlucky enough to be the last off the bus. We'll see how that goes. We'll try and get everybody to call them toilets today. I know the Americans have a bit of trouble with that. Not bathrooms or washrooms. Toilets. Yes, very exciting. Alright, that's probably enough from me.
Well, here I am at Kui Rup. Kui Rup means black fish, or plenty of black fish in the Aboriginal language. And yeah, I'm out of sorts in the first 10 seconds of the tour when I'm told that there is no photography of the penguins. And if I'd known that, I wouldn't have taken this tour. Unfortunately, I did actually ask them immediately, asked them if they if there was a problem with photography, and they said no. So I was lied to. Not happy. So here I am in Kui Rup. Big excitement, huh?
It's a fairly large island. It's about 100 square kilometres, about 20 kilometres long. It's quite well developed with a lot of farmland. It's about 60 or 70% farmland and a few small towns. It's a really beautiful coastline. The first Europeans there were sealers and whalers, long before the main European settlements were formed in the late 1700s. We had sealers and whalers right along the south coast of Australia, hunting both of them almost to extinction, but of course they're both protected now. Australian fur seals were actually one of the first native animals to be protected way back in the 1800s. Coming back in really good numbers. There's a big colony down at the Nobbies on an island there, Seal Rocks. And we get whales coming up during the winter from Antarctica to calve along the south coast. That's the southern right whales come up to calve along the south coast. Usually a dozen or so along this part of the coastline. And we also get humpbacks. They go right up the east coast into the Pacific to calve. They like the warmer water. Southern right.
Well, for me this is one of the highlights of the tour, and it's a chocolate factory. Free sample. That's cool. That's their cocoa trees. Well, who would have thought? A worker cuts open the pods with a sharp knife, being careful not to damage the beans inside. So that's the bean inside. How's that? Chocolate, the world of chocolate. Okay, roasting the chocolate. Like Pat's Crushing the chocolate. The whole chocolate process.
Oh my god. What was that? Press the button down.
Mottling. Oh, now this is what we're talking about. They heard the average in chocolate.
That's right.
Chocolate atom.
Isn't that beautiful?
You got to stand back. Stand back.
There you go. Yeah, that's great.
So here's a chocolate city. The Penguin Express. What the? I'm presuming that there's some moving parts here. To start, press blue button to release. All that trouble just to get a chocolate. Go to the supermarket, you can get a whole packet. Out of order. Penny's chocolate quiz. Wow, this is touristy, isn't it? A little bit lame, really, if you ask me. Ooh, that's nice. Yum. This looks good.
Please, would you like
Thank you very much. Sorry. What is it? Chocolate dust?
Yeah. It's shaving. Chocolate shaving.
Chocolate dust. All the bits they couldn't put into a big blob. It was nice. It's like a flake. Oh, wow. How's that chocolate? I want to lay in that trough. Like Dawn French. With my mouth open. Now that's a lot of chocolate. Nuts. What's this stalagmite display? Chocolate stalagmites. Well, okay. Amazing chocolate machine. No flash, please, thank you. Interesting. Thrilling. That's lame. And then of course, cafe and chocolate shop. Where would you be without the chocolate shop?